Boom. Oh, you didn't do it. You're muted. You're muted.
I was muted. Boom. And then I was trying to share this stream, and it's a very complicated process.
I did the boom by myself.
Okay, take us back. We'll be back, everybody. I'm back.
Hello, dear. How are you?
Me. I'm good. How are you?
So happy you're here. This is funny.
I got the first comment.
I was laughing. I was already laughing. Hey, Kyle.
How's it going, Kyle? Yeah, I had to get the first comment when I did the pod. When I did like the podcast, right? Like I used to do that too, and everybody would like try to like beat me to first. So now every time I just say first.
That's so awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yep.
Hey, Ajing. Ajing is checking in from Indonesia. So
that is cool. Hi, how are you?
She's awesome. I love her.
That's neat.
Hi, Chad. So.
Oh, it's Chad. Hi, Chad.
So how are you this evening? For everybody in Paranormal Brew world, this is my friend Steve Dills. And Steve, I think I met you 2 years ago.
Yeah, at Gettysburg Bash, and there were some things going on. You were up on the battlefield, and so we met.
Yes, and Gettysburg always brings people together.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I'll say about that.
Oh boy.
So the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, that was awesome. I was so happy. I met so many awesome people. Did you book?
Did you book already? Did you book for next year? I did too. I booked the night that Steve and Pam put out like the hotel room info. Yeah. I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in like chicken din. I booked my room. I'm excited. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, but I'm sure it's all gonna be there. So
yeah. So I think so. I'm going Thursday. The hotel will be Thursday to Sunday, but Megan doesn't know this yet. So I'm glad she's watching. Hi, Maggie. But Megan doesn't know this yet. But Sunday, when we leave the hotel, I'm going to stay at her house and I'm going to go home.
Surprise! We're staying at your house Sunday, Megan.
Hi.
What room did I book? They didn't give me like a room number. Oh, no. Did you want to know my room number? I'm in. What's the? Oh, Taryn's gone. Hi, everybody.
I love you. Oh, I love you.
What's the newer looking of the two hotels?
There's Aspire.
That's the one. The one that looks newer. That's the one that I booked at. Also because the other one's got the pool janky jank in it, right? And first off, everybody here, all of us know that Kelly Miller is going to stay at the one that is right overlooking the pool. Like we all know that, right? Everybody's got to know that. So
I heard I was like against the pool area because of the last time we were at the pool area. And it was like kind of but Pam said they totally upgraded it.
Well, I don't know. I just imagine Kelly standing on her balcony overlooking the pool, peacocking, and making her peacock yell. She does this peacock yell. It's great. And so I just imagine that keeping me up all night. So I figure I'll come visit,
Oh
and then
yeah.
I'll go to the Aspire and stay. Hi,
Yes.
Wes.
Hi, Wesley.
Aw, Wes. Are we doing this? Hi, Wes.
Yes, we are. Don't you know I do this?
Do you? You don't do like the TikTok, the shitty TikTok thing?
No, I
Oh
just do
man,
this.
I've learned lots of
I don't know.
things watching TikTok at like 2 a.m. in the morning when I have insomnia.
I know it's
It's great.
addicting.
It's great.
You do see some
I
shit on there though.
I do. I doom scroll though, which is really bad. But some of my favorite stuff there. Oh my god, there is a shrimp rave. Have you ever seen the shrimp rave? Oh
No.
man, it's the best. Hi, Thomas. Uh, oh, it's Debbie. Hi, Debbie. It is a bunch of tiny little shrimp, and this guy is feeding them in his little shrimp tank, and they are eating, but they eat like ridiculously fast, and it's called a shrimp rave. It is amazing. I love it. I love every minute.
Wait a second. He's like has shrimp as pets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can keep shrimp as pets for sure. Yeah,
I love him. I'm gonna watch it.
they're like cherry shrimp. I've had a shrimp tank before, and they're my favorite, man. Hi, John. Hi, buddy. I'm surprised
Hi,
you're yeah, John. Hi, Penny.
Okay. Let's get into Steve really quick.
Okay,
Let's start talking about
let's
Steve.
let's get into me. Okay,
Let's get into you. All right.
come on in, Darren.
For I'm going in. I'm swimming. All right. So let's talk about the stuff that we have to get through to get to cool conversation. Like we're just
Okay.
how you got started, like get all that stuff for the people that don't know you and aren't
Okay.
blessed to be your awesome friend. Just give them a little background of Steve.
Yeah. So my name's Steve. I like walks on the beach, sunsets.
I can't.
So I've been sober for
Don't leave out comedian.
yeah. I try. So me, okay, yeah. So like paranormal me. So
Doesn't just have to be paranormal. I mean, if you have any like cool, quirky little hobbies that are abnormal, love that
like
too.
massive ADHD. Yeah. And
Oh,
Thomas,
me too.
yeah. Thomas says on Haunted Mansion Funko Pops. I love collecting Funko Pops. I'm very addicted. It's like the new Beanie Babies. Megan says, "Oh, it sounds like your guests are joining an AM meeting, right?" I know. That's why I was like, I don't know. I'm yeah. So me, paranormal me, right? I grew up in a mix of dirty Jersey, dirty Jersey, and right outside of Philadelphia,
Yeah,
right? So very
me
close to
too.
you.
Yeah.
Um, and at a fairly young age, I was in elementary school. We moved down to Virginia. My father had a job opportunity that he could not pass up, and kind of a once in a lifetime deal, and so he took it, and we moved down here. It was very close to my birthday, and I remember just absolutely hating everything about it. Right, like
Right.
baby Steve was ready for his birthday with his friends, and we were gonna
Right.
do like some Power Rangers. I don't know, but like, we were gonna do something very, very important. And so, um, moved down here, and I just remember being very like depressed and like anxious. Right, like new school, might as well been on a new planet. I mean, it's not that far, right? Like we were just talking, we're probably like 3 and
Right.
some change hours, but like even though it's 3 4 hours away, it might as well have been a new world, right? Like new
Right.
school, new home, new friends, everything. And so
And it's a
so
different upbringing.
oh
Jersey,
yeah,
Virginia. I mean, that's a
yes.
whole different. It's like more farmy there. Like I know there's
Like
farms in Jersey, but not
I
where we're at.
remember the very first thing that I remember that really was weird was when we moved to Jersey and we're driving down the road and people
You
were
can just stop
waving.
there. You can just stop there. What was
Well,
really weird is when we moved to Jersey.
excuse me. Oh man, no, when we moved to Virginia,
Oh, I was going to say, well, I agree with
Jersey's
you.
weird, yeah. But when we moved to Virginia, people were waving. Like you would drive your car down the road and people waved.
Mhm.
And I just remember like thinking like maybe there's something on the car, maybe we forgot something, like and like people were just being nice, and it was very different because like Jersey, you just get run over, right? Like that's just yes, Justin says welcome to Jersey, exactly, right? Like that is what I remember.
Yeah. That's what I said. When you're like, what's really weird is when I moved to Jersey, I'm like, anybody that
Actively
plans,
desires
yeah, and move to New Jersey,
willingly moves to Jersey. That's weird.
yeah.
Wes says he was a Fresh Prince of Jersey. I love it. Yeah, and so like people were waving and they're smiling at you, and I'm like, what in God's name is this? So so that was very different. It was very different, right? People were nice. And people were nice, and I'm like, what's wrong with you, right? But so people were nice, but we moved into this house, right? And very very new. Everything was brand new. And moved into this house. It was a newly built, new construction. Nobody had lived there prior. Um, and it was the weirdest layout of a house ever. Aw, there's my Aunt Lainey. Hi, Aunt Lainey.
No, I don't know. I don't know Aunt Lainey.
She says it's not that bad in Jersey.
I don't know Aunt Lainey.
She lives in Jersey too, so
Yeah. Yep. I'm born and raised, and
you're like in the nice part of Jersey, though, Lainey.
no, I'm not. I literally live.
No, Lainey is. I'm not saying you are.
Oh,
Wherever
Lainey.
you
I
live
was
is.
gonna say no. I'm
Yeah,
not.
wherever you live is gonna be like the nutty part of Jersey.
It's the total nutty fucking part.
They're like, Taryn moves in, like there goes the neighborhood.
Wait. Yes.
So
I
move into this house. Oh, go ahead. What?
Oh, all right. No, I was gonna say I thought I wanted out of Jersey and I moved to Ohio for 3 years, and let me tell you what a that
God.
is.
Oh,
God.
oh
I liked it for 6 months, and then I was like, "What am I doing here?"
Yeah. Why would you do that to yourself?
And
That's where I would move to Jersey over Ohio.
take a Jersey girl, put them in Ohio. The thing they do out there, they don't wave, but they stare, and they don't stare rudely. They just it's just what they do. Everybody does it. You could be 3, or you could be 97. People just stare at people, and here I come. You don't stare at people in Jersey. You mind your business.
Yeah, I mean, if you stare at somebody in Jersey, you get shot.
Like, you don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm in the Ponderosa trying to mind my business.
And like somebody, you're like looking at somebody and then they like shiv you with a chicken bone. Like that is Jersey.
Right.
So
I literally almost fought like 4 girls my first day in Ohio because that's what I was like, what is it?
That's the Jersey I love. I do love Jersey though.
I was like, I know why. You see the planes, bitch.
So yes. So God, this is be horrible. I'm sorry, Jersey. I do love you, Jerseyans. So moved into this house, brand new construction. Hi Mark. And immediately just things are popping. Oh, hi Kevin. I miss you, Kevin.
Is there a nice part of Jersey?
It's the house that my aunt lives in. That's the nice part of Jersey. So moved into this house.
Right.
Immediately things start popping off. One of the first things is I am like sick for like months. Aw, Kevin, you need to come hang out. We need to do some hood rat stuff, Kevin. Are we PG here?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Kevin, we need to do some hood rat shit together. So God, we're not gonna get away from the Jersey talk, are we? It's an hour, it's the Jersey hour. So I got sick for a couple months, right? And would go to like the doctor. They have no idea by all stretch of the everything pointed to me being healthy, but I remember like losing weight. I was just sick, right?
Right.
And then I started hearing things in my room, and so I would hear yes, Jocelyn, that's exactly what happens when you talk to me.
We both have ADHD, first of all. But the conversation has been interesting, and y'all have been able to keep up. And shockingly, Steve has remembered where to start his whole
I
conversation
know,
again.
and that
I'm
is
impressed.
impressive.
It
Yes,
is very
that's
impressive.
that's vitamin B right there.
I gotta give you props. Go ahead.
So, uh, so I started hearing things like I was hearing my name being oh God, gross, Snooky Snook. And so
You call Robin?
started hearing like my name being called into my ear, like whispered, and then God, Anthony, Jesus Christ. There could be Megan. We could do that. That'd be fun. Um,
All right, go
Anthony,
ahead.
come
Come
on,
on.
AJ.
All
And
right.
so we're 15 minutes in, and I'm not even at the first bit here. Um,
This is great.
so
This is awesome.
I'm just gonna close my eyes and stop looking at the damn chat. I love you, chat. I just can't focus. Um, so
Oh
this is
my
good.
god.
This is good soup
All right.
right here.
All right, go ahead. All right.
So, God, I know. And then, I'm hearing my name like whispered to me, kind of like called out, yelling. Like I'm waking up to hearing my name, um, pinging and oh, I thought you said pinging and pooping. I was like, Debbie, wow. Um, didn't know you were gonna share that with us. Uh, watching from the toilet. Let's go. Um, I mean, I do that a lot too. Uh, so shout out to those of you that are on the toilet actively right now. Love you. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a good job. Um,
I cannot.
so hi April, how are you? Um,
Bestie.
so God,
All right, go ahead.
where was?
All right,
Oh,
you know what? I'll start where we leave off with the comment.
okay, all right.
Focus.
So
Focus.
yes, I'm not even gonna look at the chat anymore. So um it was one of these deals where like God bless. All right, let's do this. We're gonna pull together. We're gonna pull together. Um I'm starting. Oh, thank you, April. Uh and so this is a problem. I keep looking at the chat.
Oh my, I can't. I'm like starting to. Oh my god. Okay,
How's it
this is
going,
a first.
everybody?
This is a first for the brew for sure. Oh my god. My stomach.
This is
Okay.
going good. Oh, thanks, Debbie. So I'm having like my name being called out. I'm waking up. I'm hearing or having the bedroom door open and close. My closet doors. I had some of like those. I'm not. That's not flexing. That is me just propping my fat up a little bit, Anthony. AJ. Jeez, I keep calling you Anthony because it's there, but it's AJ. Um.
Oh.
So. Yes, that's perfect, Megan. Uh. You know, having like my bedroom doors open and close. And I remember how old was I? When we started the conversation, like, or
Oh my god. Oh my god.
um,
Oh my god.
so
Okay. Shh.
God, I don't know. I was like probably like fourth grade or something like that, right? I was just young little
Oh.
baby Steve, right? So baby Steve, imagine me, baby. And so I was having all of this, right? I was also hearing we had a piano in the house, but hearing a piano playing at like 3 a.m. God, I need Adderall. I swear to God. And so
I just got it, so I have to take it tomorrow.
send me some. I'm asking another question. Take my shirt off. We're gonna go. We got 14 viewers right now, April. If I take my shirt off, we're gonna go to -5.
No,
Like,
we actually have 18. I don't know.
oh, well, I'm looking at the Facebook. Sorry. Uh, we're having nobody. Nobody wants to see all that. It's just fat curmudgeon. Um, and and so like, uh, I'm having all of this, right? Um, and at the same time, I'm starting getting like lots of like, my anxieties kind of continues to grow. Depression's hitting me. Like, I remember this. Get some music on. Let's do, bruh. We're gonna get some music later. And so, all of these started compounding, right? And I am not taking my shirt off, April. It's gonna be indecent exposure, and Taryn's gonna be shut down off of the internets, and it's
That
gonna be
can't
bad.
happen. That can't happen.
So 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 I was having all of this, right? At the same time, I'm having, you know, watching these things like full body, like shadow figures. Like, when I say full body apparition, I'm not like I couldn't make out any figure. It was just like these shadow figures, but they were like three-dimensional. You know what I mean? Like, when you say shadow figure, you kind of imagine something like on the wall. This is like something that's like right here.
Right.
Um, and so, as a kid, it scared the ever living shit out of me. Like I remember never wanting to go home. I did not want to go home.
No, interesting.
And like, I when I went to school, I wanted to stay there because I wasn't at home. And like, no child that I know of like loves school and wants to stay at school. And so, you know, I very much so remember like absolutely loathing it, and just dragging my feet. Oh, hi, Mark. I don't know, Mark. Your name sounds familiar, buddy. Uh, but
Oh.
aw,
Um.
thanks, Wes. Um, and so, uh, you know, all of these started kind of like compounding. I was seeing doppelgangers, but not of like family members. It was actually of our pet dog, like our family dog. Um, and I remember, you know, very, very like bits and pieces of things, but objects moving in my room. One of the most prominent ones was this massive like poster, and like, this is baby Steve. Um, and so, my parents decorated my room, and there was like this big poster that had like it was like framed, and it had like a baseball bat and a soccer ball and like generic sports shit, and it was like hanging over my bed, right? And so I remember one morning my parents coming in to wake me up, and they told me this story, right, from their perspective. And they found that poster, like, it was framed glass and everything, laying on me, like face up, and it was hanging on a nail, and the nail was still there. So the only way for this poster frame ugly bit uh to fall in such a way was literally to lift up off of the nail, and then when it fell, it didn't fall forward. It kind of like came outwards and then fell onto me. Does that make sense? Like, face
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Um, and so, you know, we were there for 2 years. And as my mother says, 2 years too long. Scared the ever living shit out of me. Just, I there was one point that I wouldn't even go to my room. I actually ended up staying in our guest bedroom,
Uh-huh.
because that was closer to my parents' room. And of course, like, if you're getting, you know, attacked by ghosts, being closer to your parents is the safe thing, right?
Sure.
Um, and so, was it a Backstreet Boys picture? God, Wes, you got me. It was. Uh,
I got my New Kids on the Block poster back there, so don't even.
oh boy.
Anyway, go
Oh
ahead.
boy. So, that really kind of like got me, first off, I was scared shitless. But then, as I kind of aged and looked back, it really made me question, like, why did that happen to me? Why wasn't it somebody else, right? Whatever this was targeting me specifically. It didn't target my sister. It didn't target my parents. Now there was other activity in the house.
Mhm.
My mom would actually see this woman in a gray um, Victorian era gown walking through the house every so often. Um,
And
but
this was the brand new house, right?
this was the brand new house.
Right.
Yes. We would have lights turning on and off by themselves, and I would say that it's electrical, but it would be something that the lights would turn on in the attic, for example, when we would be gone, and we had a rocking chair that was stored up in the attic, and this rocking chair, no matter where you would put it, would eventually always find its way right to one of the windows. It was one of those like you could actually walk up, like there was a door, you open the door, you walk up into the attic, right? It wasn't like a pull down. And so you could walk up into the attic, you could turn on the lights, and there are these two windows that would look out, towards the road. And that rocking chair would always make its way towards one of the windows, and the light would be on, and people would swear to God, like our neighbors would be like, "It's rocking. What are you doing up there?" "Oh, hi, Rachel. How are you?" Um, and so we had that sort of stuff, but like I didn't think that that was necessarily negative. Like that's just something doing its thing, right? Oh, you haven't missed much. It's just been a bunch of
You're
ADHD, Rachel. It's good.
fashionably late.
um
You
and
should go back
so
and watch it though, because it was good.
it was a mess.
It was really good.
Is good meme. um and so I just I was like, why is this happening to me? Like, why is this targeting me? And so when I
So
got
they were
into
having experiences, but you were having different experiences.
yes
You were having
and
you were feeling like a negative side to it,
yes
and they were just seeing like typical.
Yeah, they're getting your run of the mill ghost shit, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like here getting all this negative stuff, right? So it was really a lot of fun for me. Um, but on the flip side, I get into college, I get my car, and I start investigating because I'm interested now, like I'm hooked. And eventually, I come to the realization that like, hey, maybe I can use my experiences, right? Like my battle scars to help other people. And so that's where, I started, Transcend with a number of my teammates, and we started helping folks, like seeing what we could do so that they wouldn't also feel like home is a nightmare. Right? Because home is supposed to be like your safe haven, your place away from the world. Hi Stacy. Um and so it just like that is not a fun experience when you don't feel comfortable going home at the end of the day. That's a problem, right?
Yeah, for sure. And you were young too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So that's why I got into the paranormal, is to try to help, kind of like, I'm not saying I'm going to cure the world's problems, but if I can help somebody understand what's going on to the point that they're comfortable now going home, they're not scared to be in their safe place. Hi, Cindy, how are you? Um, then that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Um, and so started doing that. Then we got approached to help out with historic locations and help do fundraising. And so I really found my passion for history there,
Mhm.
working with places like Henricus Historical Park and Hanover Tavern. Um, and that all kind of like solidified a number of years ago when we used to investigate and host fundraisers and stuff for a location called the Nutshell. And this was a pre-Civil War location that was right close to the Hanover Tavern. And we would go there, we would bring folks in, lots of activity, very, very cool location. And in 2017, the county that it was sitting in decided that it was an eyesore, and just shy of, I want to say, 200 years old, it was demolished in one day.
Oh,
And it sucked because it was
uh,
actually a historically important location, if nothing else, very important to Hanover County. And
yeah.
it broke my heart to see this, this place that, Skywalker Ranch. Thanks, David. Uh, Luke Skywalker Ranch. But it killed me, like, to come to the realization that this place that I had been so impassioned and investigated and learned so much about and learned the history and the people that were there and their characteristics and their personalities, and now it's a hole in the ground. And so that's
I
when we
can't.
kind of,
Oh,
yeah, it sucked. And that's why we kind of like doubled down on, we want to do what we can to help out historic locations. And so, we beefed up the team and we're like 20 people strong today. And we do what we can to help support historic locations. Um, primarily in Virginia because that's where we live, but we've worked with, Cindy, for example, in West Virginia. We come up to the Bash in Gettysburg and tons of different places. So, we're a few different reasons why we do it, but it's the idea is to try to get out into the community and help support historic restoration, preservation, help support
no.
folks, and make like a safe space for people to talk and share ideas and community and aw, thanks, Wes. I would blush, but I've got these red lights, so you can't really tell if I do or not. So, first question only took 30 minutes.
No, that was great.
We're on a roll right now, Taryn.
I know. I know. So proud of us.
One more question, and then we're gonna be at an hour.
St. Albans was
Yes. Hi, Tanya. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I do have the red light special. And I love St. Albans. St. Albans is one of my favorite places. We're gonna be there in November.
Wait, did you say the name of your team?
I don't know. Maybe. So I my team is Transcend Paranormal. We operate, in Central Virginia. Specifically kind of around Richmond, Mechanicsville, Chester.
You primarily do private homes, or is it a mixture, or?
It's a good mixture. We're actually leaning more towards like historic locations right now. We actually implemented this form that folks have to fill out if they want to have. Thank you, April. Thanks, Thomas. And so we have this form that we ask folks that if they have a private residence, we're looking for you to fill it out because
you don't have to say what I do. I have a questionnaire I send.
Yes, and you'd be surprised the amount of people that don't ever fill that out.
Little bit. So Little Bit is a haunt actor. So she like they're a part. Correct me if I'm wrong, Little Bit, but I'm very afraid of clowns. But like, so I was with, I talked to them a lot because they were helping me get over my fear of clowns. But if you see her profile picture, she is the scare. I said, you do very good at your job because you scare the shit out of me. Like, she's so, her costumes are phenomenal, but they're so scary.
I love Halloween. Megan asked, where's the haunt? Where is the haunt?
I'm not sure.
Well, a little bit. You've got to let us know where your haunt is.
I love her. Oh, I love her so much.
So yes. So my team. So we were formed officially in 2010. Alabama. There you go. We're road tripping to Alabama, everybody. So we were officially formed in 2010. We've been kind of operating since 2007, informally. Started out with 4 of us, and we're now to about 20 members. And thank you.
She loves you. She's gonna come up with a nickname for you. I'm Cupcake. I don't know what your nickname's gonna be, but if she likes you.
Well, I'm excited. I'll wait. I'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Who knows. And so our team is kind of like a big family, right? Like a lot of teams, have a couple people. We have a very large group of people, and we kind of incorporate family members, right? So significant others, kids,
awesome.
Whatever. Cutie patootie. I like that.
There you go.
I like it.
She's got an army behind her, so that's a compliment right there. Go ahead.
We should talk about Holly too. I met Holly very briefly once, but I know that she's.
Who said that?
Colette, you're highlighting it. Please send prayers for Holly.
Oh.
Literally the comment you highlighted.
I was over here and I'm looking up here because I thought you.
God.
I'm clicking on the comment. I'm looking over here because I thought you saw it prior to that, whichever one I had up. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
All right,
Do
go
you
ahead.
do you know? Do you want to talk about Holly? Do you know Holly? Do you want to talk about her?
I don't know her. I did hear, and I said a prayer, but I've never met her. I don't know her. But
So
I am.
I've met her at the bash. She was at the bash. Really awesome person. I know she's um pretty much in end stages right now. So so definitely if you guys are of the praying or of the good vibes, or just good juju, send it Holly's way and her family, because they're definitely going through a rough time right now.
I I can't even imagine, honestly. But I did send prayers. Cancer sucks.
It does. It sucks ass.
Um,
Um, so
wait,
yeah, so
wait.
my
I have a
team. Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
So wait, so can we jump back a little bit for one second?
Yeah.
Because I want to know, like, as you're getting older, how are you learning to deal with, like, was it just at that one house that you were experiencing this stuff, or like as you got older and the places you moved or where you went, like, did you still experience negative side of stuff, or did you
Uh,
learn?
no, actually, the second house that we moved into, because we lived in this house for 2 years, and my parents were building another house, and so um, we ended up moving into that new house. Had nothing, no activity. Whatever was there was stuck to the property. Thank God. And so
Interesting. Did you ever
now.
find out the history of the land?
Yes. Yeah. So now I don't have like a full like this is exactly what was going on because I was a young little kid, but um, that area. I mean, it's Virginia and especially Central Virginia. You really can't like spit without hitting some sort of Civil War battlefield or encampment or fill in the blank. And so that area actually used to be swampland, and before they built the houses there, they brought in a bunch of dirt, filled in the swampland. But prior to that, there's a lot of reports that there was encampments in the area, lots of Civil War, not necessarily battles at that location, but a lot of movement through because
You've never met it before?
I didn't at that time, and it's all
Oh,
private property, but
oh,
um, it's it's God, what, 10 minutes north of Richmond, which was the Confederate
right.
capital, right? So
Yeah.
so it was a very, very popular place, and very important, right? It's a very important place to protect. So there was a lot of activity through there. Um, so yeah, I have not been back. I have no idea how the I actually drove by there the other day, and I made my wife stop, and I'm like, we're gonna take a picture, and she's like, no, that's gonna be awkward. I'm like, no, it's fine. Nobody's gonna walk. What are they gonna do? Walk out of the house? And sure as shit, as soon as we like stop, and I'm like pulling up my phone to take a picture of the house, this woman opens the door and she's walking out, and she makes direct eye contact with me, and I'm like, no, go,
Oh god.
go, go, go.
No, no, no. Then
Uh,
you would have been like, "I'm sorry, I grew up here." You should have asked them if they have
no, why? No,
experiences.
no, no. I'm
You could
not.
have
I'm not.
asked them.
Then they could sue us, right? Because like I think in Virginia you have to like include that the house is haunted if there's some sort of
Oh,
activity.
really? And you
Uh,
didn't?
God no, what are you gonna do? You can be like, yeah, it's haunted. Oh, selling perk. It's a pro to purchase the house.
Oh,
I don't know,
only
Megan, but I'm
females.
weird, man. So like I would immediately go to that. Like I don't have like a filter like most people do. So like I would immediately be like, house is haunted, isn't it? And then they'd be like, how'd you know? And I'd be like, because I live there. And then it would be bad. It would be just downhill from there.
This is true. Just stay away from it.
So we just don't broach that subject. With those wonderful, I'm sure,
Good
tenants.
word.
But yeah, so didn't haven't I've driven by, haven't gone back because that would be breaking and entering, and I don't want to go to jail. But you know,
A B&E, never good.
nothing like a good B&E, nothing like a good old B&E. So I haven't been back inside. I feel like I would be fairly hesitant, or reserved. I'm pretty sure I could work myself up to go back, but I definitely feel like I would be pretty like anxiety induced on that. Um, so it would be interesting, but I don't know.
Well, So so you did continue to have experience. Like, it's interesting to me. I thought about this because I had Sherry on T Benedetti, and like her first experience wasn't a happy one either.
Hmm.
For me, I was always afraid of it until I had my first experience, and I was like, "Wow, that wasn't that bad." So in my
Like, this was
mind,
great.
right, in my mind, I'd be like, if that happened to me, I'd be like, I'm joining a convent or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
In
going after
nomine
it.
Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Uh,
You know, like I would have been that would have scared me. Like, I give you guys a lot of credit for not running away from it and embracing it.
I'm just, a glutton for punishment. Right? Like, it was just really, I like Megan's, right? Like, uh, it's I was kind of hooked, right? And so I needed to know, and to me, it's always been kind of interesting, right? Because like there are so many things that we've explored and experienced on the earth, and um, some of those can be very difficult, and like going to space, like that would be amazing, right? That is a final frontier, right? uh, but I
Mhm.
also feel like there is a lot in the preternatural world that is readily available for us to, you know research, experience, and really investigate and look into, that we can experience here, right? Not necessarily like right here. Like if I investigated my own home, my wife would murder me. But like down the road at like somebody else's
Right.
home.
Right.
Um, so I've always found that to be very, very interesting. Um, Especially trying to build some sort of like understanding and science around it, right? Um, of what is going on and why is this, happening? Why are we experiencing these things?
Right.
Uh, so I've always found that wildly interesting, um as well as when I'm getting into it, like, how's it going, Jeff? You know Trying to partner the metaphysical side, because when I first got into the paranormal, it was very science, and I'm like, we're not going to do anything like this. We're staying science and yada yada yada. And then I had some really interesting experiences with people that do have abilities and gifts, and so um I kind of changed my tune a little bit, and it's been really cool because we as a team kind of embrace the idea that there is more than one way to skin a cat, right? Like there are more paths in the paranormal than just science, right? We can, I've seen some really amazing things when we partner, you know, metaphysical alongside science, alongside history, and just watching all of the all of these things connect has been so cool.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Jeff. Um, I agree. I'm the opposite. When I first got into it, I thought everything was paranormal.
Everything,
Everything was paranormal. Everything.
technology, paranormal,
Everything was paranormal.
cars, paranormal,
Hey, Christine.
paranormal,
Twisted tea. Totally paranormal.
paranormal.
Oh, but now I'm the opposite. Now I question everything.
Yeah, and I think that's good. I think it's healthy to be skeptical, because I always kind of take that approach in all facets of my life, not just the paranormal.
Hmm.
When somebody tells me like, do this, do this way, and I'm like, why? Well, because this is the way that it's been done, and I'm like, but why? I'm that shitty annoying kid that just keeps asking why, right? Your behavior watching paranormal. Yes. Jersey paranormal.
Cheers.
No,
Cheers.
Jersey is more like a free roam prison.
It's a circus.
They just let all the inmates out and hope they don't leave.
They won't because they charge you to leave.
Yeah,
Who wants to pay the tax to leave? So they all just stay.
the leave tax.
Ridiculous.
It's like Australia. It's like a miniature Australia.
Oh,
Jersey.
terrible. Oh, God. It's terrible. Any paranormal investigations going on Halloween night?
Halloween night, probably not this year, at least not for us.
I love
I
Halloween.
kind of reserve that for family night. We do trick or treating, and then we watch some, like, probably Nightmare Before Christmas or something like that, and hang out. And as Megan pointed out, it's a Tuesday, and we're old now.
You're never too old for Halloween.
No. I mean, I'll celebrate Halloween, but I can't like go out and investigate until the cows come home because then I have to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's the shitty part about being an adult, right? And
I would
so
I take off for Halloween.
I
It's like my
have
holiday. I
I
love it.
usually do, but like the day following, do you have a Halloween hangover and you take off the following day too?
My boss loves me because he knows how much I love Halloween. Like it is like that's like my it's like
This
my
is my
Christmas.
jam. You're like, this is who I am. I am Halloween.
I like for the whole month of October I wear like black nails with like the spider webs or ghosties and my ghosty ear. I'm like, dude, this is my shit. This is like,
This is me in my element now.
But yeah, so he's cool about it. So
That's cool.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what.
We'll see how my work feels about that.
All right,
I'll find out
so
very soon.
I'm just gonna put this up because we were talking about the house, but Megan said I left a note in the mailbox when we were talking about not letting the
My ex-boyfriends. That's like a double-edged sword, right? Because like you can screw him over, but you can also like get to investigate.
right that which would probably double screw him over because it was an ex-boyfriend. So
Beautiful. I
um,
like it, Megan.
I think I think you should talk about Squatch.
Oh, God bless. So we went squatching. We went squatching at the bash.
Interesting.
Did I tell you about that?
No, I want to hear about it.
Woof.
I don't know why
Uh,
like all my friends afterwards are like, oh, we went here, like Old World Paranormal. They went to East Calvary, and you guys are like, oh, we went squatching, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? Where's I?
well, you can come squatch with us
Well,
next
listen,
time.
no, next time because it's at the Eisenhower. They're talking about
Oh, an investigation.
so yeah, because the Eisenhower farmhouse is right there,
Maybe
and
we can squatch there. Who knows? I mean, maybe the squatch. We got a Stacy. Are there squatches near the Eisenhower Hotel? Stacy's got some squatch. She's a squatch spurt. Um, so
he's a squatcher.
she's a squatch spurt. Stacy, Stacy's got some squatch information that she tucks away and hides. You don't know
Um,
that.
she's like the Men in Black of squatching.
Yes, squatching in black. And so like so okay, so we're doing bash things, right? And so um Andy Andy Andrews, Andy's like, "Hey, Steve, listen. I know a place. We're thinking about going Sasquatch hunting." And I was like, "Andy, I don't know that I want to go Sasquatch hunting because if I kill the squatch, I don't want to carry it with me." So I said I want to squatch watch. I don't want to catch the squatch. I'm not going to hunt for the squatch, but I want to squatch watch. I just want to watch the squatch in its natural environment. All right. So
Watch.
yeah, squatch watch. That's what I'm calling it. Copyright. But so
Oh my god! I can't.
so we go fuck all out. Like Andy's like, all right. Um, Andy's like, meet us at the gas station. And I'm like, what gas station? The gas station. I'm like, Andy, what gas station? And so in the meantime, John Covey, Debbie, I don't know if your son is asleep yet because it is late, might be past his bedtime, but um, uh, I'm like, John, instead of going to sleep, do you want to go do some hood rat with us? And he's like, maybe. And I said, we're gonna go squatching, and he's like, I guess. And so I'm like, done. Talk with Rolex about some squatch watch. Oh my god, we could do a squatch watch. Yes. Copyright.
Copyright it.
Sorry, Rolex. And so so we get in the car and say squatchy behavior. And so I'm like, Andy, where are we going? He's like 10 minutes. And I swear to God, he said 10 minutes. Stacy says and Debbie says they said 10 miles. I also equate 1 mile to 1 minute. All right, because I just like
Fair
to drive
enough. Yeah.
fast. All right, so
Yeah.
I heard 10 minutes, and so Chris and I get in the car, and behind us is Debbie and John. We meet up with Andy and Stacy at yes, exactly. Thank you, Megan. Um, Meet up at a gas station, and he's like, "All right, follow me." And I said, "All right, Andy." I said, "What is the address?" And he looks at me and he says, "I don't have an address." And I'm like, well, then where the fuck are we going? Right? I'm like, where are we going, Andy? And so 2 weeks after we went to that spot, there was a setting there by campus. Yes, yes. Stacy told me about this. Um, so we squatch watched a little. We preemptively squatch watched, right? Um,
I did a squash watch back in the day.
it's squatchy. So so we start driving and like don't know where we're going. And I'm like talking to Chris, and I'm like, Chris, I swear to God, if we get there and there's a couple of rags, like it is gonna be chloroform. We're gonna be knocked out. Our kidneys are gonna be stolen. And and I remember Debbie texts me, and Debbie says, "Where the fuck are we going?" And I I went to reply to her, and then I realized that we had lost signal.
Oh, damn.
There was no signal out there. Good night, Megan.
Exactly. Exactly. Wrong turn, people. No
Yes,
bueno. No
this was
bueno.
this was the Hill Have Eyes, right? And so I was convinced at that point that we were going to be drugged and maybe date raped or something. I don't know, a good time. And so, uh, and so, yes, we did have our wiener whistles with us. We
I
did
had
have our
one.
wiener whistles. I don't know where my wiener. Oh, I know where my wiener whistle is with my paranormal equipment because it comes on every investigation with me now. Yes. Um, and so we finally get there. Like we get there right, and um, first off, there was like a truck there, like there were campers, and I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna go sideways fast. And then it starts to pour rain, and so we get out and we go and we squeach right. We're squeeching through the woods. Um,
Are you
yeah.
making these words up or are they really words?
Oh no, I'm making them up.
Shit. Oh my god.
So like we have this very we have this conversation of like what do you call a group of squatches like sasquatch sasquai like uh squeeches sasqueech and so we landed on a gaggle of squatch as the term for multiple sasquatch, right? A gaggle of squatch is when you have more than one sasquatch in a territory. It's a gaggle. And so so we get out there and like we start walking down this trail, and Stacy grabs this big old like trunk of a stick, and I'm like, what are you doing, Stacy? She's like, well, I'm gonna go hit a tree. Like you knock the trees with you know with the sticks, and it makes thumping noises, and then the screeches come out, and so in the meantime, a murder of squatch. Uh, and so in the meantime,
We're going squeeching.
Andy continues to walk by himself down the path. We're standing there filming Stacy beating the shit out of this tree with a branch, right? A part of a dead tree. And so she's doing that, right? And she's like, you knocking threes. So she's knocking in threes. And then uh and then she hits it 3 times and then nothing happens. And then she hits it 3 times and nothing happens. She hits it another 3 times, and then all you hear is this loud fucking yell. And it's like, ah! and and then Stacy starts screaming and she's running back towards us. And I'm busting ass up because I know it's Andy down at the and then she finally like she gets back to us because she like Stacy's brave. She walked out into the tall grass where all the ticks live,
Oh
and I
yeah,
was like, I ain't doing that.
yeah,
I'm
no,
not down with ticks.
no, no.
And so she's like hauling hightailing ass back to the path, and she finally gets back, and we're just busting laughing because Andy's just doing Andy things down the path, and just hooting and hollering. Oh my god, it was fun. It was interesting. We actually did see some stuff, which was really cool. But it was a good time. It was a good time, and then we came back, and that's when it was like storming really hard. And was it Jesse? The traveling Ouija boards, when like right after his whole tent had like exploded. That's
Wait,
when
where
we
did you
had got
guys
back.
go? Where did you guys go?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if we're supposed to say. I don't know. We went to
Why
South
not?
Mountain.
Where?
South Mountain,
Oh, is that outside of Gettysburg?
I guess. 10 miles, also known as not 10 minutes. Very much not 10 minutes. South Mountain.
Okay. Um,
Yep.
my experience was kind of like, I didn't know. I've never gone squatching or whatever, you know. So I guess I was watching too because
Yeah.
I was
Well, I mean, did you bring a net?
no.
Okay. Like, what do you like?
No, they brought
It's next to
stuff.
North Mountain.
I
It's
was
very
watching
close.
them. I was watching them.
North Mountain. Thanks, Wes. I always like that when they're like, we're going Sasquatch hunting. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Like, shoot it and catch it? Like, are you gonna turn it into beef jerky? Like, what are you gonna do? Do you catch the Squatch? Are we trying to catch the Squatch, or are we just trying to watch the Squatch? Because I didn't want to catch the Squatch. I just wanted to watch it.
Actually didn't even. I honestly, because I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I have not experienced anything like that.
I have not watched a Squatch. We saw some interesting things, but I
Yeah.
have not visibly watched the Squatch. So
Well, we went and the only thing I can remember, there's a couple of things I can remember. Like you said, odd things, right? So I was watching them do their thing or whatever. We saw a picture. We said, "Let's go." It was in Princeton. It was near Princeton, New Jersey. There's like, you know, whatever. So we go and
the old Jersey Squatch, them's deadly Squatches.
you know, so we're like, we go up there and we're in the woods walking around. Now, first of all, I already naturally have a fear of woods because I don't like wrong turn people.
Jersey Devil, man.
I don't believe in the Jersey Devil.
They're just people.
I believe in
Just
wrong.
Jersey
I believe in wrong people. That's what I believe in, and that scares me. But so we're walking around the woods, and I remember there's a couple things I remember. One, you don't realize it until you hear it, but there wasn't any rustling of the woods. There was no leaves rustling. There was no
like
apples. There was
we were hearing stuff. Like we were hearing like bugs and whatnot and the birds, and then it got like deathly quiet all of a sudden,
like
and that was really weird.
Yeah, I remember that, and I thought that was odd. And then, you know, we're out there for a little bit. Nothing really happened. They thought they found some stuff, you know, and you know, I was unimpressed. No disrespect, but you know, I was just like, okay, whatever. And we're going back to the car. I turned my recorder off because everybody knows me. My recorders are on. I don't care what I'm doing as far as paranormal goes. So I turned my recorder off. A couple people were already in their cars with them on and everything. And, you know, we were just saying bye. And all of a sudden, from the area we were just at, this unexplainable scream, growl, bark, something that I've never heard before came from that area, right? And we were like, what the fuck? And it was so far away, and it didn't sound that loud. It was loud, but it didn't sound loud enough for the people that were in the cars to hear it, because they're in their cars, the windows are up, and like the motors are going. And
just in time for your recorder to be off.
Exactly. which is crazy to me. I hate that. But we were getting ready to say, we were saying bye. So, you know, I didn't think we didn't think anything of it. But they got out of the cars and they were like, what the hell was that? And then you hear what sounded like a smaller version of what we just heard.
Like a baby Squatch.
It could have been further away, or it could have been a baby something. I don't know.
A squelch. That's what their scientific term.
Squelch.
A little squelch, a little baby squelch.
You should create a Sasquatch family.
I'm just gonna get the whole cryptid Sasquatch community against me.
Get it all. Write a book.
Somebody run over that man.
Interesting. So now, do you believe in Squatch?
I don't know. I mean, I thought it would be like a very unique experience that
Yeah.
I've never done, and so we
Well,
actually
it was.
filmed it. We filmed it for an episode of Eerie Encounters, so we're gonna release it soon. There's a fair amount of Chris and I acting like idiots, which is every episode. Um, hey, Darren, baby,
Hi,
baby
Darren.
Squatch Nut, a Squatchling. Um, and
He could be a Squatch. He could put an outfit on, and he's like such a big guy. He could. Darren.
Aw, John, don't lie. Your mama woke you up to make you post that, didn't she? Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like we experienced some really weird things. We actually um we actually heard a disembodied voice, like somebody said hello to us when we were out there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um, and we set out a REM pod, and when we were having the REM pod like pop off like crazy. It's true, John. Don't you lie. Um, I have not seen a Squatch. I have not seen Squatch. I don't know if I heard a Squatch. I heard some weird stuff, but
Yeah.
didn't visibly see the Squatch.
No.
Um,
No.
but we were having the REM
Well,
pod
the
going off
Squatch
like
watch was
crazy.
unsuccessful.
I mean, it was a successful Squatch watch. We just didn't watch any
Oh yeah,
Squatch, but
you
we did
didn't
have
see it.
fun,
You
and that
didn't
was
see
kind of like the
Squeak.
goal. We didn't see a gaggle of Squatches.
A gaggle.
And so or a murder of Squatches. Uh, and so do I think it's real? Maybe. I mean, I'm a firm believer that there is a very I mean, I always kind of look at it this way, right? We are still exploring and still discovering new things about our world, the place that we live in daily, right? We are still
Every day.
daily finding new species and subspecies. We know that there are many, many, many subspecies of humans. We are just one evolution of Homo sapien that survived and stuck it out, right? Could there be others? Sure, maybe. Why not? Like, why couldn't there be, right? There are, if you look at primates, our most closest relative, um, could there
Yeah.
just be, a kind of like a nomadic kind of human that still survived? And sure, why not? Who am I to say that's not true? We haven't explored the entire Earth. There are still
Jungles
lots
are
of
just as
places.
dense as the oceans are deep. You
Yep.
know, and
So
sky is just as indefinite as the oceans are deep. I always say, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
And Chris and I also came up with the idea that it's just a number of hippies that left Woodstock and got lost, and now they are just dedicated and they're just living it out in the
nomads.
woods.
Yeah.
So it could be that. Um, you haven't seen what about seeing Dan Class wake up early after? I have seen that.
I love
But
Darren.
I know Darren's a good guy. I have seen Dan wake up early after a long night.
No.
He's seen me wake up after like 4 hours of sleep, and that's rough, especially like after filming.
This
But yeah, we did film it for an episode for Eerie Encounters. So that'll be out at some point soon, and it'll be fun and full of funny things um
yeah. So yeah, talk
and
about that for a second.
yeah. So okay, so Eerie Encounters kind of came into a
I love the
time.
name, by the way. It's different. I like it.
Thank
It's so
you.
refreshing.
We wanted something that was just like kind of ran off easy, right? And so this came, I've been filming with the Ghost Fighters for quite some time now. This is my second season with the show. We're about to wrap up season 12, and we're gonna be kicking off season 13 next year. And so
That's crazy.
one of the things that we talked about was like some behind the scenes fun with like some of the crew members, because like all of our crew members are also paranormal investigators. Like any one of us could, you could put me behind the camera and grab one of the crew members and put them in front, and they do just the same thing, right? Like they would rock it just as well. And so we talked about like maybe sharing some of our experiences from behind the scenes that aren't ever going to make it to the show because the cameras weren't rolling, and it was afterwards, it was after we finished filming, after we wrapped, and like stuff like that, right? So it, we started with just kind of recapping some of the fun and silly and stupid shit that Chris and I do, and then on top of that we try to film it while we are both sleep deprived, so that it's just really off the wall. We talked
Right.
about cicadas once, and so you know, it started there, and then we're like, what if we, bring this into just some of the random places we go, some of the random opportunities that we have. So like one of the big ones that really like took off on YouTube was, we were one of the first groups, as the Ghost Finders, to film at the Jim Jones Church,
Oh,
um,
cool.
in
Oh,
Indiana.
wow. That'd be interesting.
And so we filmed a little bit of that. It was actually after we filmed at Randolph County Infirmary, which is going to be, um, for the Ghost Finders, coming out September 15th, on Paraflix. And so after that, Dan gave us access to the Jim Jones Church, which is, next town over. And so we uh we filmed, and that was absolutely wild. That was the weirdest damn thing ever. And so we filmed it all. Just, I mean, it's not like TV quality. It's us investigating, us having a good time, and just screwing around. You know what I mean? Like having a
Yeah.
good time, but being respectful, right? And
Right.
so we started there, and then we were like, what other silly things can we get ourselves into? And so we went Sasquatch hunting, and then we did an episode for the Bash, where we ran at everybody, and that was a blast and scared the hell out of folks, including April. Um, so yeah, so it's just kind of a YouTube series. It's on YouTube. It's when we get out and we're doing stuff, we'll film a little bit of it and cut an episode together, talk about it. We always try to kind of like, again, keep it towards like when we're both like mentally exhausted, because that's when
Yeah.
the most retarded conversations occur. So I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
fun.
It's great. That's
So
awesome. I love it. I love it. I
yeah,
love it.
it's fun.
Um, do you believe that aliens have bred with humans?
I have no idea.
Anything's
I
possible.
wouldn't know where
I
to
mean, have
begin answering that.
come to New Jersey, you'll say yeah.
Yes, it's Jersey. I mean, look at Taryn. So yeah, do I believe in aliens? Yes, 100%. Do I believe that they have bred with humanity? I don't know about that. I mean, look at the most basic thing of like, this can go way south, way fast, and we're not going to go that far. But breeding with other species, that cannot happen, right? You can't have a dog and a cat have a cat dog unless you have the television show, right? So like, breeding with another species because your chromosomes don't match
Yeah.
doesn't happen. It can't happen. So when we say breed, I would think that that would signify that there is some offspring, and I feel like the chance of some sort of offspring, if the X and Y chromosomes and all that sort of fun stuff, the DNA, if it doesn't match up,
Good
the
answer.
likelihood of that happening is probably zero. Now, if we're like some seed planet and there's space humans, sure, why not, right? But if it's a completely different species, I'm not sure that I think that that could necessarily happen. Um,
Avatar was not real. Wasn't that Avatar? Wasn't like a human guy was like attracted
I
to.
mean, Avatar was just a shitty knockoff of Pocahontas. If you think about it, think about it. It's true.
See, are you going to do any urban legend episodes?
I want to. I really want to do, some stuff on like, we've talked about doing like Mothman, and just like,
Interesting.
like fun urban legend things, talk about them, explore the idea behind them. Um, do we have it set in stone and planned? No, Chris and I don't plan anything. It just kind of like happens. Um, but it's something that we have talked about. So the likelihood of it happening, yes, I think would be happy. I would love it. I'd love to do something on Mothman because I love Mothman. It's one of my favorites.
I am.
Um,
I have to say, out of all of that cryptid, is Mothman considered a cryptid?
I think, I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's my favorite. He's my favorite cryptid.
I definitely, I definitely am more interested in that. Like again, I don't believe in the Jersey Devil, so I have zero. You know what I mean? Like going into the Pine Barrens and running around the woods, I'm not worried about the Jersey Devil. I'm
Yeah,
worried about the Pineys. I'm worried about the wrong turn people back there.
homeless people. Yeah,
I'm worried about the wrong turn people back there. Okay.
other Jersey people.
Yes, that live in the woods, and they're worse. That's worse. You think? Um, where the hell was I going with that? Um,
Mothman. Mothman. I don't know.
I would not be surprised if Tim. I love Tim. I would not be surprised if it came to light with that octopus is an alien and
I
they're
mean,
just
it could be like think about it. Octopus is one of the weirdest things, right? It's like
giant
it has
squids.
absolutely no bones in its body, right? Which is very unusual for an animal, right? Um, and they're smart. They're wicked smart. Octopuses are very very smart creatures.
I love them. I
I
mean,
do too.
I wouldn't want to like be near it.
I feel like I don't want it on. I don't want it touching me,
Yeah,
but I
like
like
they're
seeing
scared.
it.
But like them and like octopuses are fascinating. I can't believe people eat them.
I've eaten squid. I don't know if
Even
I've
that,
eaten
I
an
wouldn't even do that.
octopus.
These giant squids, they're freaking humongous.
Yeah, but I'm not saying I'm gonna go catch it. I'm having somebody else catch it, and then they butcher it and ship it somewhere, and then I eat it as like sushi.
Gross.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna get in there. Like you could die. I'm not. No, I want somebody else to do that bit for me.
I don't know. I think
I
you just be vegetarian. That's all.
don't know. I love my meat.
I love animals too much.
I do love animals. I love animals warm too. So
I can't.
specifically cooked on a grill. Like there's. I still love animals, Taryn. I just love animals in their
You
various
heathen.
forms.
I love you. I have to say thank you so much. Look at what time it is. Look how time
I
it just
know.
flies by.
I answered like 2 questions.
You need to squatch. No.
Raw, probably not. Now, if somebody's like, "Yo, listen, I've got some Squatch jerky," um,
Is it squirt? Come up with a word for that.
squirchy. Like I probably would try a bite. Like, let's be honest here. I've eaten some interesting things. Like like frog legs. They taste like
No, let's
chicken.
not talk about it.
I've eaten frog legs. I've eaten
No.
like snails. Like escargot, beef tartare. Like I'll eat. When in Rome, I'll try weird stuff. For sure. Like if it's cooked properly, Stacy. If you catch the squatch and cook it properly, so that I won't get sick and die, I will try a bite of your squatch.
I will bite your squatch. Hashtag I'll bite your squatch.
I hope that doesn't get taken out of context. To answer 2 questions. We learned so
You learned
much.
so much.
All the things you never needed to know.
This was great. This was this was like very awesome show. Thank you for coming on.
Well, thank you. Like Debbie's like, oh my god. But see, I am a friend of the Squatch because I went Squatch watching, not Squatch hunting. Do you understand? I am. We are part of the friendship of the Squatch, right?
I can't think.
Fox, Fots.
I can't think of anything else now. Like my mind is in the gutter. So every time you say squatch, I think.
Yeah, I know it's there. Believe me, I know exactly where you are. Hi, Ronnie. How are you? This has been very stressful for the viewers. Good. Thank you, Colette. I like when you tune in and it does more harm than good. That's perfect.
Oh my god, my cheeks hurt. My cheeks hurt.
Oh man.
I do love you, and this was great.
Oh,
I knew this was going to be awesome. I couldn't wait. You're gonna have to come back now.
yeah, we'll do some more hood rat. We'll talk about dumb stuff. I'll answer. You know what? Next time I'll answer two more questions.
Whoa. Maybe we could go for 3.
Shit, that we can try. We'll try and stretch it. We'll see what happens. No promises. No promises. We'll try. We'll aim for 2. We'll set the bar low, and then that way we can walk over it. That's what I always try to do in life.
And then we'll
Set the bar
celebrate.
low. Set the bar low so you can walk over it, ladies and gentlemen. It's
All right.
first to live by.
Oh, I had a question, but you know what? Really quick, just
Okay.
say it.
Okay.
Just the answer.
42.
Wasn't asking how old you are.
Oh no, that's isn't it the answer to life is 42.
Oh,
Isn't
really?
that isn't that somebody correct me? Isn't that in the God, what is that movie? It's a movie and it's a book. The guide to something something, the guide to the galaxy or something like that. Shit like that. Oh, thank you. Hitchhiker, yes, thank you, Wes. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Somebody asks, what is the answer to the universe and everything in life? And then the answer is 42.
Now I learned something. So
Nailed it, everybody.
what?
The 42-bit.
Oh. Yeah, no,
Collectively, we get there together. It's teamwork.
Yes, and that's what we need, right?
So, what was your question?
Makes the dream work. Oh, so all right. So I wanted to know what's the one place that is if I gave you, I paid everything,
Okay.
and you had like anywhere from 3 days to a week.
Poveglia Island.
Oh, good one.
Poveglia Island. I would say I want to die. I would die to go there, but I don't want to die to go there. I want to be there while I'm alive. So but I would love, love to investigate Poveglia Island. I think that would be so cool.
Yeah, I think so too, Deb. Mom Covey, I think so too.
Mama Covey.
Yeah, I love
That
her.
would be so cool. I mean, it's a whole island. It's isolated. It's away from people. Like yeah, Alcatraz would be fun too. Same deal. Like, right, it's away from people. You don't have like noise pollution, sound pollution, light pollution. You get to really like get into the nitty gritty there. As far as I know, there's probably no electricity run on Poveglia. So the idea that like any EMF that you're hitting is either natural or some preternatural occurrence, like it would be such a fun playground.
Yeah, I hear you. Mine would be
And creepy as hell. Where?
The White House.
The White House. I've heard some stories about the White House.
Yeah, they got some shit buried in there and everything. Like they
I mean the whole national treasure thing. You kind of go and find Nicolas Cage in the White House. I feel like also you have to be very safe because like there's a good chance that once you leave the premise of the White House that you'll get shot. So you have to be careful.
No, well, this would be like because we're never going to be able to investigate the White House.
Okay, so this is like post-apocalyptic.
Like, yeah, this is like, that would be like, that's my dream location because of all the presidents having experiences there. I have like a couple books about it actually, about the stuff at the White House. And I think
like
because it's,
books, or is it just all the same book? You just have a couple copies?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Just in case I missed something in the other one.
You're like, shit, I lost it. You know what? It's not in the bathroom, but I do have that one in the bathroom, and it's the same
ADHD at its finest.
Wes wants to investigate Mexico, just the entirety of Mexico, like all of Mexico. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think because it's so untouchable is what makes me want to do it so bad.
I mean, listen, you can do anything once, Taryn.
That's true. You can do tours. Nobody stopped me from. They stopped me from bringing a recorder in.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. That sucks.
But Taryn, I believe in you. You could do anything once. I will see you on the news.
Phone recorder on. Can you use your phone? Probably not.
Yeah. You can probably bring your phone. You can probably bring your phone.
It's got a recorder.
Yeah. You won't look remotely like a spy. It'll be great.
Not at all.
not at all. Yeah. What's that weird girl? She just keeps asking to go to all these closed rooms.
Asking if there's any secret hidden passages.
Yeah, she said she wants to go to the tunnels under the building.
What's she talking about?
Not sketch at all. Like at the end, they'll be like, "Ma'am, you have to come with us."
That's okay. I think it would be cool. At least maybe if I have to go with anybody, maybe they'll take me to other parts where other people don't
Yeah,
get.
you're like, not that many people get to go here, do they? And they're like, "No, ma'am. Please
Well,
put
bye,
this,
bitches. Okay,
and please put this straight jacket on."
I know. Next thing you know, on the news, a woman was arrested at the White House today. Oh God!
It
Now,
would be great, and you'd be so excited too. You'd be stoked. They'd be
I'd be like,
putting on that straight jacket,
my
and you'd be
mugshot would be
happier.
like this.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
All right, you.
Oh boy!
This was great. I loved it. I hope.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, if you throw some your shit out, promote. Tell people where to find you and what's coming up, and then I'll let you go.
All right. So you can find me on Transcend Paranormal on Facebook, as well as Eerie Encounters and the Ghost Finders. And I did create like my own little paranormal page because I'm like, the idea was to just put paranormal stuff there and then like personal stuff on my personal page. That doesn't happen that very much, but I do have a page sitting there. So you can find me there. Coming up, if you want to come hang out with my weird ass,
Always.
September 23rd, we're going to be hosting an event here in Ashland, Virginia. It's going to be at the Hanover Arts and Activity Center, which is a former Civil War field hospital, and then also at the Ashland Theater, which is going to be the first time it's ever been publicly investigated. So that's going to be fun. We are also going to have a slew of things in October that you'll be able to come and join us. We'll be investigating Henricus again. In November, we'll be at St. Albans. And then January 20th, January 20th, is the Hanover Tavern Paracon. Thomas, I know, mentioned it earlier, so thank you, Thomas. But Hanover Tavern Paracon is a Paracon that I put on with a number of friends in my team, and a few other teams, and we come together as a big fundraiser. 100% of the proceeds go to the Hanover Tavern Foundation. It's the nonprofit that owns and operates the Hanover Tavern, and that money goes directly to historical restoration and preservation efforts, as well as community outreach. One of the big things we do, and I say we because I'm the president of the foundation, at least this year, is we bring every year upwards of 3,000 sixth graders to the school or to the tavern. We teach them SOL, some history subjects. So we teach them a little bit about Revolutionary War, Civil War. We talk about Virginia history, and so all of that. A lot of the fundraising that we do helps support those schools being able to come for free. Where do you vote, Ronnie? Oh God. So you can find me there January 20th. We'll also have an investigation for spoopy season coming up in October, as well as ghost tours.
Yay.
But big thing is if you follow us on Transcend Paranormal and the Ghost Finders and Eerie Encounters, you will figure out where I am at pretty much all times.
Yes, Megan, there you go. You can just stalk them there.
Yeah, stalk me there. If you send me a friend request, send me a message. I've got like 300 friend requests sitting there, and I'm very bad at accepting them. So if you like send me and you're like, I really want to be friends with this weird guy, send me a message so that I actually see it and I can accept it.
That's what I did. I said, why are you ignoring me?
Did you?
No.
Probably. But yeah, come hang out. It'll be fun. We'll do weird stuff together at night in the dark.
Yeah. No, I want to do the hood stuff that you keep talking about.
Hood rat shit. Dude, I love doing hood rat shit. We do hood rat shit all the time.
I want to experience it.
It is. It's an experience. You never really know. I mean, the whole idea is you just don't know what you're going to get yourself into. You're just going to do it. Yeah, and I unfriended Tom. No, I'm just kidding. Oh boy.
Yeah. All right. So definitely we'll have to plan a date. We'll have to like get together or do something even at the bash or whatever. You know what I mean?
We'll do some
spooky shit
at the bash.
Hood rat spooky shit.
Or come down here. We'll do hood rat stuff here.
Yeah.
Just holler. Anytime. You want to come down, we'll do hood rat. It'll be fun.
As soon as I get in Virginia, like, Steve!
Yeah, just start screaming.
Hollering!
You get into Virginia, just start screaming. Get out of your car and start screaming.
I'll do that. And that'll be my bat signal, and then you'll come out.
Yeah, that's exactly what'll happen.
I'm here.
Come pick you up at the closest mental facility.
I'll do a Facebook Live. Hey guys,
Look at me.
tell Steve he's got to come get me.
This is my cellmate. I can't actually hold my phone.
Oh God. Are there Squatch in Virginia? Yeah,
Maybe.
I think so.
Probably. I don't know. Stacy, you're the Squatch spurt.
Squatch.
You need to know these
Say
things.
that without Sprite, like in Squatch spurt, because it's
Squatch spurt.
Squatch spurt.
Yeah.
Is that a real term?
No. No, of course not.
Copyright.
I make up 90% of the words because it's more fun that way.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's how all the words all the words are just made up. Words are made up and the points don't matter. So just make up your own words.
Yes. Next time I'm gonna do I have haunted Mad Libs. We're gonna do that next time.
Okay. Steve Bill's dictionary again. Exactly, man.
I love it. I can't. My cheeks hurt.
Squatchberg. Stacy said we squashed at Strasbourg. Squatchberg.
Squatchberg. That's so awesome. Oh, yeah. Everybody seems to be thinking that. All right, Lovey. Thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. You rock. And I love you.
Squashing my pants. I love it. It's perfect. Don't we all, Anthony? Don't we all?
Oh my God. Oh, now look, see the comments again.
I know. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you, Taryn.
Thank
Love
you,
you.
baby.
Bye.
Yeah.